Oh, yes.
Okay. I'd like to welcome you this evening to our board meeting and also let you know that we are having this live so those that cannot be here with us can watch us. We have with us tonight Pastor Michael Mathis from Mission Field Ministries to lead us in our invocation, which will be followed by our Pledge of Allegiance by a 5th grade student at Rockfish Elementary, Mackenzie Cooper. So at this time, if you will all please rise so that Pastor Mathis can come and lead us in our invocation.
Father, I thank you first of all for allowing me to get here on time, and then help me not to get a ticket as my vehicle runs out there because I can't find a place to park. And now, God, we're grateful for who you are. Your endless love and mercy continue to abide in all the earth upon all mankind. And we thank you. We ask you, God, as we come together this evening to once again, Lord, forgive us, have mercy upon us, Lord, as we seek to do your will and to do the things that's in the best interest of humanity, especially Hope Mills. We thank you, God. We're always especially grateful for our leaders, Mayor Jackie Warren and the family, the entire board and staff that work so diligently, Lord, to make Hope Mills a better place to live in. We thank you, and we ask for your continued protection, God, and guidance with them as they go out and come in, all of their kids, grandkids, and everyone. And always, Lord, America, we would never be safe without our first responders and the military. And so, Lord, we thank you for the warring angels that you keep with them. And we ask, God, that you'll just continue to shield and protect them, oh God. We thank you for how the town of Hope Mills is growing. We thank you for the increase in finances. We thank you, God, for the best days are still yet to come in this great town of Hope Mills. And now, God, once again, we ask that you would continue to endow this board with your godly knowledge and wisdom. God, so years from now, they was like, you know what? We had a little problem there, but we thank you. We're so thankful now that we made the right decision. Now, God, everything is into your hands. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And Mackenzie, I have for you this evening a special certificate. Mark Lindsay, right? This certificate says recognition and appreciation for your total service to the town of Hope Mills, and participation in the State of Religion at September 20th, 2021 regular meeting. After doing that, you'll have to see you. At this time, do we have any additions or deletions to our agenda?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve the agenda. Do I have a second? Have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand.
You have an addendum that I sent you all on Friday, and it's
On the desk.
on the document.
Sorry I missed it. This was covering it up. Let's see.
Madam Mayor, I'd like to amend my motion to add new business agenda item C, consideration of ratify Coleman County's resolution to approve memorandum of agreement between the state of North Carolina and local governments on proceedings related to the settlement of opioid litigation and improving of signing MOA with the state of North Carolina relating to the settlement of opiate litigation.
Okay, then, all right, we have an addition to our agenda, and that would be item C, to add under new business. Now, we have the motion and the second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Seeing none opposed. Next, we have an update for our public safety building project, and this will be presented by Scott Garner, our architect. Welcome this evening, sir.
Good evening, it's nice to be with you. Today, I hope everybody's doing well. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you. This is our September update on the building. steel is 95% complete. The masonry is probably 75% complete. Focus now is on interior work, putting in vinyl studs, putting in HVAC copper, plumbing, sprinkler system, electrical conduits. Again, it's moving along. We're having some of the usual problems you have with things that need some adjusting or tweaking, but we're taking care of those and it's working out very well. We had the report, we had the pre-roofing meeting last week. We had the special instructor, the manufacturer, the contractor, and city representatives there. We went very well, and we expect the roof to start going on the 1st of October. So that's the number. We're moving along. We are approximately between 35 and 40% complete. We do not have any pending change orders at this meeting. Thank goodness. We are on schedule. We do have one item of business. We need to do a budget amendment to cover three items. First of all, we're doing engineering studies for three things: the sewer line, for reuse of the modular building, and for repaving the parking lot. And so there will be some engineering fees for that. We need to get approval for that. And the drawings for those three things have been made. It was sent to the contractor for pricing, and we'll get those prices, we'll bring them back to you for a decision. So part of the decision-making process, we need the information on how much it's going to cost. And so we've done the engineering in order to do that. And the engineering study for that is $13,300. And so that would be part of the budget amendment we will talk about tonight. The next part of the budget amendment is, in order to do those studies, we had to have some survey information to get the elevations of the library, the sewer infrastructure across the street on Gulfview, and around to see what the options were. And the cost for that survey was $1,100. And then the third item is title insurance. We need to get title insurance for the project. And the cost for that is $19,500. So what we need to do is take from the general project fund $33,900 and reappropriate it in the different categories within the budget. It's not a budget increase, it's moving funds from one pocket to the other pocket. So we can dispense the funds. So, do you have any questions, or you okay with that?
Fine.
Okay.
Madam Mayor.
Would you like to make that a budget amendment tonight, or see if you want to do
Scott, this may be a Drew question too. The $33,900, that's gonna come from contingency?
It will come from the contingency
Okay.
we have in the project. We have a project contingency
Mhm.
that we have not appropriated one way or another for the project.
Okay,
Is that right, Drew? Yeah.
yeah, I just wanna make sure it's coming from the right line up.
It is not an increase in budget.
Right.
It's
Right.
from one pocket to the other.
Okay,
But things are going well, and we will have our monthly meeting, this coming Thursday, and the following Thursday, and I'll come around more frequently now as they're doing things to check, and so I think things are going pretty well.
Okay. Okay.
Madam Mayor, do you need, or back to Scott, do we need to vote tonight on the budget amendment? I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to appropriate $33,000 by a budget amendment for the public safety building. And we were presented with the items that it would be purchasing that movement would take place. All those, any other discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Seeing none opposed. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Nice having you here tonight.
Thank you, Scott.
Okay. I'm gonna go down to the, well, down to the bottom. Gonna go down to the bottom. I have a special, presentation tonight. The reason why I'm coming down here is because I'm really honored to be a part of this. I was honored for the fact that we could, as a town of Hope Mills, participate in such an event, and how all the plans just fell together. I know it's hard for people here on YouTube, but I don't be able. But for all the plans to fall together for suicide awareness event on the lake, it was so well worth that day. It was well worth seeing the Gold Star mothers that came out. It was well worth seeing the swimmers and the team unity. But most important, this young lady that actually decided that she was going to go to Lake Tahoe and swim as much as anybody else out there swim on the lake. To my understanding, she was successful. I did get to see the little red dot on the map. I watched that little red dot and I kept saying, I want to see a person, because it kept worrying me because it's going along the coastline of that lake. But this is Samantha Lubin. And this certificate reads, Hope Mills Special Operations Team presents the certificate of honor to Samantha Lubin in recognition for dedication and support of veteran suicide awareness and prevention. And also what we have is just another just appreciation from the town for your commitment to helping us make this a great town event. And also recognize all the people in our town, from the police to the fire to our parks and rec to everybody that got involved. We want this to be a yearly event. But we appreciate you and want you to know how much we appreciate the fact that you did it. I next have a proclamation to read, and this is another one of those things that is dear and near to my heart, because we do find that this is something that you see most any time we have any kind of special veterans program here, that we find that how well attended it is by these Gold Star families. But this proclamation reads, whereas the service rendered to the United States by the American mother and family is the greatest source of the country's strength and inspiration, whereas the American mother and family are doing so much for the moral and spiritual uplift of the people of the United States, and hence so much for good government and humanity, whereas American Gold Star mothers and families suffered the supreme sacrifice in the loss of their sons and daughters in wars and conflicts through the years, whereas on June 23, 1936, a joint congressional resolution designated the last Sunday in September as Gold Star Mother's Day, and in 2011, President Barack Obama amended the day to the Gold Star Mothers and Families Days. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Jackie Warner, Mayor of the Town of Hope Mills, do hereby proclaim Sunday, September the 26th, Gold Star Mothers and Families Day in the Town of Hope Mills, in tribute, and urge all citizens to join in expression of appreciation to the many Gold Star mothers and families in our community who have given so much on our behalf in times of both war and peace. And again, this is this Sunday, and if you do nothing more, that if you do recognize someone here in Hope Mills, to let them know how much we appreciate their sacrifices too, because the spouses and families sacrifice even more when the loved one doesn't get to make it home. Next, I have proclamation in reference to National Domestic Awareness Violence Month. Whereas the Town of Hope Mills was concerned about the issue of domestic and teen dating violence in the state of North Carolina, and whereas October is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, which began in 1981 to connect battered women's advocates across the country. Whereas statistics show on average 3 women are murdered by their intimate partners every day. Whereas domestic violence affects millions, both women and men of every race, religion, culture, and status. Whereas the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence reports that 9 times as many women are murdered by a man they know as are killed by strangers. Whereas sexual abuse is also a form of domestic violence. Whereas statistics show our youth are enduring dating violence as early as age 13 and show half of reported date rapes occur among teenagers. Whereas nearly 3 out of 4 Americans personally know someone who is or has been a victim of domestic violence. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Jackie Warner, Mayor of the Town of Hope Mills, do hereby proclaim the month of October 2021 as National Domestic Violence Awareness Month in the Town of Hope Mills. And I encourage our citizens to take a stand, support survivors, and speak out against domestic violence all month long. Next, National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Whereas National Breast Cancer Awareness Month educates women about the importance of early detection of breast cancer. Whereas 4 out of 10 North Carolina citizens will be affected by cancer in their lifetime. And whereas National Breast Cancer Awareness Month inception, mammography use has doubled and breast cancer deaths have declined. However, many women still do not utilize mammography at regular intervals. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Jackie Warner, by virtue of the authority invested in me as Mayor of the Town of Hope Mills, do hereby proclaim the month of October 21 Breast Cancer Awareness Month in the Town of Hope Mills, and encourage the citizens of Hope Mills and all women and their families in the community to get the facts about mammography and join in supporting our fellow citizens who are faced with battling cancer. Next, we have public hearing, and the public hearing is P21-52, rezoning of 1.26 plus or minus acres from R10 Residential District to CP Planned Commercial District, CZ Conditional Zoning for a utility tower up to 120 feet high, or to a more restrictive zoning district located at 5330 Church Street, submitted by Tower Engineering Professionals on behalf of Duke Energy Progress, who is the owner. And I'll turn it over to Mr. McLaughlin to give us information.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. All right. As stated, this is case P 21-52, this is a petition of as it relates to the subject property, it is a 1.26 acre parcel located Church Street, currently developed with an existing public utility electrical substation. The existing parcel has 280 feet of lot frontage along the north side of Church Street with 184 feet of lot depth. The area to the immediate north is on the R6 district regulations and is developed with the Hope Mills Middle School, with the area to the immediate east developed with single-family residences zone under the R6 and R10 districts. The area to the immediate west is developed with an apartment complex with a 3-bed single-family residential neighborhood located to the immediate south across from Church Street. The applicant, again, as stated, is proposing to expand the existing utility substation by erecting a utility tower of the 110 height. As it relates to the adopted policy designations, the Southwest Cumberland Lakes Plan does call for low density residential for this, so this is not in compliance with the land use. As it relates to the conditions, the conditions that were accepted were to applicant were the site plan and requested use, some slight deviations from the land This is just highlighting that the, southwest lane is gonna cause for this residential. This is the site plan of the proposed addition. This is an elevation of the tower. And these are your site photographs. This is a, picture directly across the street from the center property. This is a view, looking east along Church Street, so the property is on the left side of the screen. This is a view directly across the street from the southern property. This is a view looking west along Church Street, so the property is on the right side of the screen. And that concludes my presentation. I'd like to open the floor to any questions.
Does anyone have any questions? Any questions? I'm gonna open the public hearing. Okay, at this time, do we have anyone here that would like to speak in favor of this project? If you'll give your name and address when you approach the microphone.
Mayor Warner and members of the board, I am David McNeil with Duke Energy, and I'd be happy to speak about this project, just to share more information about the benefits that it will provide for our customers in Hope Mills, Cumberland County, and throughout the state. And so, I am David McNeil, I'm District Manager for Duke Energy, based in Aberdeen. I serve 8 counties, including Cumberland County. We're appearing before you tonight regarding our plans to place a communications pole at Duke Energy's Hope Mills substation. We're working here in Cumberland County and across the state to improve the reliability and resiliency of the electric grid to better serve our customers every day. As part of this important work, Duke Energy is upgrading its communications network and installing poles at several substations across the state to support remote monitoring and control capabilities around our system. These are called Cambian poles, and we require a pole tall enough so that it can see line of sight with our existing central communications pole. And the technology helps support a smarter grid and more reliable, efficient operations to better serve our customers. It also provides an essential communications function following major storms, offering a reliable way to communicate important messages and information to individuals and groups of employees during the power restoration process. This way of communicating supports our employees' safety and operational excellence. Duke Energy is pleased to make this investment in our infrastructure in Cumberland County. We will be investing approximately $200,000 in the tower and network equipment at this site. We estimate that we will complete this project by December 1 of this year, weather permitting. And this tower enables us to provide reliable, affordable, and increasingly clean energy in Hope Mills, Cumberland County throughout our service area. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for that information. Is there anyone else who would like to speak in favor? If not, do we have anyone that would like to speak against this tower being placed on Church Street?
Good evening, Mayor and county commissioners and staff. Listen, I'm not against it. I wanted to come up here and ask a question, okay? It looks from the picture they had that this is a landscaping area that is kept up. Am I correct? I mean, it's kept up and everything, okay? So they put the tower in it, it's gonna be sitting in the middle of that thing, and it's the landscaping, it'll be mowed, not landscaping, but it'll be mowed and kept clean, correct? Alright? I'm not sure who put the towers out on Rockfish Road, but no one keeps that clean. It's never mowed, it's never taken care of, it's just weeds going everywhere, right? Sometimes the furniture thrown out there, you know, wondering if I wanted to sell in that property, is it going to be sellable for people with homes and stuff? I mean, if people want to really live next to that thing, I personally wouldn't. So if you got property out there, nobody's asked that question, is your property going to come down in value if you want to sell it 3 or 4 years down the road?
Okay.
I mean, they're not making any land, I know that too, but people want to live in areas that look terrific, okay?
Okay.
But I'm really concerned about, all these powers and stuff that are all through the community. It's not only Hope Mills, but nobody keeps that up.
Okay.
I don't think it should be the town of Hope Mills.
Well, yeah. Well, we need to get your name and address.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's good.
Everybody knows, but okay. I'm Sally Bailey, and it's 5857 Hunting Ridge Road, okay?
I think you've got an audience here that has heard your plea, and so Mr. McNeil, her main concern is just the upkeep, and then the concern about there's already that whole area has already got power lines there. You're just adding a
Right.
an additional.
There's nothing to worry about them landscaping like we see in the other places, okay?
Right.
But I still would say that I would ask if those people there, I would ask, my property gonna be worth, if it's worth $25,000 now, 3 years from now, it's gonna worth 18 because that's sitting there. I mean, something for those people to think about, and I'm surprised that they did not own the house out there, okay?
Okay.
But then, their property, they're right.
Okay. Thank you.
Two things I would respond to. If this was a vacant piece of property, and they were coming to rezone to build a new substation, I think that would be a bigger concern. But being that this is an existing station, and they're just pretty much expanding it, I think that most of the residents here are aware that this is here. With respect to the landscape, we can pretty much address that with code. I
Yeah.
would think that it would be rising to the level of them making
Right.
set another condition, just as a point of reference. We just worked out an issue with some confusion with the landscaping or the grass at the intersection of Church and South Lane with Dollar General. Ended up us going DOT because South Lane is a busy roadway, but we do have history and documented cases where even recently we released the mowing of grass.
Okay. And I would just like to comment too that Duke Energy has been a good friend to Hope Mills. If you'll recall during the hurricane, I know that when we had no power up here and there was no power across the street in Golf Acres, I recall working with Mr. McNeil, and it wasn't long till he fixed it for us because we did have that lines of communication. So they do work diligently with Hope Mills. If this is going to improve as far as the quality of our electrical grid, but also it's going to help us in times of storms. Personally, I think it'll outweigh the fact that where it's located, since there's already so many power things there anyway. Any other questions or discussion? If not, do we have?
Motion to close public hearing.
Okay, thank you, sir. And action now, is there any,
Madam Mayor, I'll make the motion if you want.
all righty?
It's a long read, but, and before I make that motion, I thank you, Sally, for your comments about the landscaping. I mean, that was definitely spot on about the property, because that's the same concern I had. But in case P2152, the Town of Hope Mills Board of Commissioners recommends approval of the rezoning request from R10 Residential District to CP Planned Commercial District, CZ Conditional Zoning District, including the zoning conditions and site plan for utility tower up to 120 feet in height, and finds the approval is an amendment to the adopted current Southwest Cumberland County land use plan, and the Board of Commissioners should not require any additional request or application for amendment to said map. B, that recommending approval of the request is reasonable and in the public interest because the tower is used for communicative purpose to facilitate rapid power response. And C, that the request is both beneficial and integral in managing the operation of the existing electrical substation and distribution network.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Seeing none opposed. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming this evening.
Long read.
All right. This evening, I moved by mistake, but I'm going to act like it was because we had so many presentations. I moved official comments without asking to be moved down to public comments. We do not have anyone that has signed up for public comments this evening, so I will start with official comments, and then because that should have been item 2 on our agenda, and I inadvertently went straight on past it. First, I'd like to let you know that Commissioner Legg currently is still a patient at Cape Fear Valley Hospital. I did speak with him this evening. He is having rehab there. We were going to try to have him get in by Zoom. It wouldn't work at the hospital, and then we did have asked if he could watch it by YouTube. Wasn't accessible either. So what I did let him know is if need be, I could call him. But he just wanted everyone to know that he is concerned that he's missed another meeting, and he did want you to know that we made every attempt to get him here this evening by way of some virtual means, and we couldn't. Also, I'd like to keep Commissioner Edwards in our prayers and thoughts this week as she travels to Ohio for the funeral of her brother. She is here with us tonight, and she'll be leaving early in the morning, but I did feel like it's important for us to know that she is here with us this evening, and her obligation to family will get her moving early in the morning, so we'll keep you in our prayers. I do want you to know that Saturday's litter sweep was, as far as I'm concerned, was very successful. I actually never made it up here to Town Hall because we had so many youth over at Southview that we spent our day, and then we actually had youth that met up here at Parks and Rec also. So we ended up with probably the largest turnout that we've had in a long time with the youth. But we did have Cumberland County Clean. We partnered with them because we participated on Elk Road, and I just want you to know that they sent out a big, large truck, and they were going to give us the total weight of what was picked up on Highway 162. So it was a good Saturday, but very tiring. We picked up litter from 8 till about noon, and I know that we had hazardous waste and shred event up here, so it was a great day for Hope Mills as far as trying to clean us up, but we still got more to go. I did want to also bring the board up to date and let you know that I was, along with our town clerk, invited to the Fayetteville Common Economic Development Corporation's update about economic development in Cumberland County. They had 2 meetings. I attended both, representing the Mayor's Coalition, but it was for the mayors and other people. PwC was there and some others, but what it was about was large land acquisitions and looking at companies that want to come to Cumberland County, the entire county, and the areas in our county where there is shovel-ready property, and also areas where you need to get water and sewer there. Looking at the money that is coming in for infrastructure, how we could best spend it as a county. So we spent some time looking at Fayetteville Hope Mills area because we're so close together, and of course in our large parcels, predominantly they're out at exit 41, and then we have another large number of parcels out toward the exit 295 and off of Business 301. But the idea was just to take a look at a map and see what would be available for another customer like the U.S. Postal Service that's taking the big building that we have in our town out there on Corporation Drive. But it was well attended, and I appreciate Ms. Starling going so that we actually took some notes of that too. I want to remind everybody that this Saturday from 5 to 8 we do have the Gospel Music Church at the Lake. Pastor Holmes and his family will be one of the groups entertaining. He is with Church of God. Nope.
He's got to go out of town, so he's got to make a change of plan.
Okay, but Green Springs is going to be there. Green Springs Baptist Church, but it will be from 5 to 8 on Saturday. Normally we host these on Sunday, and they request that we try doing on a Saturday. So just so that's an update for that. And I will turn it over to Commissioner Marley. You have anything for official comments?
The only thing I have is I just wanted to send a thank you to the Veteran Affairs Committee. They hosted a 9/11 ceremony at the Veterans Memorial that we attended, and it was very nice ceremony. So, thank you for doing that.
And 9/11 stair climb, that's something I should have remembered that to let you know too, that was not only a very emotional type event, but everyone there, and there were over 500 people that climbed the stairs. I went with a group from Highland Baptist Church, the team that they sent to represent Hope Mills, and it was amazing that we managed to climb every one of those stairs, and it with the people in police and fire in complete total gear. We started having to help carry helmets and things because it was so hot, but it was a great day. It was a great day for us to participate, and then coming back here for our event here in Hope Mills, another somber event for the 20th anniversary of 9/11. Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I actually have a couple of items tonight. I did want to make sure that recently we had several Hope Mills businesses that won and were nominated for the Reader's Choice Award. There were 17 businesses that won a total of 25 awards, and 22 of them were placed first, and 3 additional placed in the top 3. They were Arcs Painting, Blown Away Hair Studio, Cape Fear Discount Drug, Chastity Pool, Dirtbag Ales, won in 6 categories. Harmony of Hope Mills Fire Department, Hope Mills Saw and Mower, I-95 Muscle, Kent Dean, DVM, Southern Oaks, Animal Hospital, Paul Blankenship, Vinyl, 3 categories. Farrell's Legacy, Rainbow Pediatrics, Superior Bakery, 1 and 2 categories. The Cave Hollow Therapy and Spa, 2 Men in a Truck, Wine, Paint, and Create were nominated in the top 3. So I just wanted to make sure. I think that was like excellent for Hope Mills. So I wanted to make sure those businesses were recognized. And also, many of you have a flyer and saw the event that was posted for October the 9th. It's called Hope Mills Day of Hope event. Over the last couple of months, we've had a homeless task force that we've had. I've also worked with NC Works at the college, and we've talked about having some job fairs in the town of Hope Mills. And for the past 2 years, for World Homeless Day, the FTCC's culinary department has worked with the Alms House in providing meals for some of our lower income population in the town of Hope Mills. So we were just trying to come up with we were thinking about an event and decide not to put a homeless stigma on it, because we realize right now there's lots of people looking for jobs. It really doesn't matter what social economic status that you're from. We also felt that this location was important because we see a lot of our homeless are around this area, and instead of having separate events, we just tried to tie all of it into one event, and it kind of happened. We've been talking about it, kind of working on it, kind of came together very quickly, but this is still a work in progress. So if you know of any business in Hope Mills that are looking for employees, or nonprofits that would like to participate in this event, there's an Eventbrite link for them to sign up as a vendor. We will need volunteers to help with traffic control that day. We will probably need volunteers maybe helping to set up, clean up, and all hands on deck. We're not turning down any help. So if you know of any way that you can help, or any business or any organization that you think would be beneficial for our community, please let us know. We also thought it was a way that other organizations could network with one another. I know we get a lot of questions as elected about where people can go for different things, but there'll be COVID vaccinations, COVID-19 vaccinations on site. Cape Fear Valley is always really great with working with us on a blood drive. They'll be on site, and we were also kind of hesitant doing it with COVID, but we are able to have everything outside except the COVID-19 vaccinations, and those will be in the Parks and Recs building. But everything else, NC Works will have a bus here, so if people want to print out their applications, or they can go in and have computer and Wi-Fi access, we will have that. And we're going to try to have it set up per like lanes, like education lane, veterans resources, educational programs, health programs, and a lot more. So if you could let the community know about this event, anybody that would like to participate, we invite you to participate. If you have any questions, please let any of us know. We couldn't put everybody, all of the partners on the flyer, But at the end, we want to put everybody, all the organizations that participated on the flyer. And I know we get a lot that Fayetteville has a homeless hunger stand down. There's other places that have resource events, but we don't have them in Hope Mills, and we would like it locally for our citizens here and maybe some of our populations that can't get to some of these other places. And also, it goes along with our Tier 1 committee. So it just kind of blended in with a lot of things that we had been working on, and we decided to put into one event. So thank you. That's all, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Commissioner Edwards?
Well, it sounds like everybody said everything already, but I would like to say that we're very blessed with Mayor Jackie Warner and all that she has done and participated in. And I want to thank our staff and Service Area and all for their dedication and all the work that they have done. But I especially want to thank the residents of Hope Mills. The citizens of Hope Mills are the ones that have supported us and backed us and everything that we've done. They've been out participating in all of our activities, and I think they deserve a special thank you also.
Thank you, ma'am. Commissioner Bellflowers?
Well, thank you, Mayor. Like Mayor Pro Tem said, I'm just going to hold it up because this is a huge event that's coming to Hope Mills, and it's a package full of just about something for everybody. Families, it doesn't matter what age group, doesn't matter what you're looking for. I mean, there's going to be a lot here to offer, and this is probably one of the biggest packaged events that I think I've seen, in a community. So I encourage everybody to attend, to try to come, and if you're a business, please, try to attend October 9th. The Stair Climb was excellent, like the mayor said. There was a lot of first-time people that were there. Of course, this was the third annual Stair Climb, and there was probably more first-time people than there have been in the past. There was a lot of sign-ups there at 7 o'clock that morning. And like the mayor said about litter sweep on Saturday, the group that you were talking about was from Southview, and I believe they were from the Key Club. There was two different groups that were working up and down Main Street, picking up a lot of trash, and it was a great event. The yard sales, yes, I gotta say this. The yard sales was a huge event across the community. Now, a lot of folks are still asking about that because they said, well, every year this thing gets a little bit bigger, so they wanted more information on how to get in on it so they can get their yard sale on that huge map that Lamarco puts out. They want to make his map, is what they said. So when we do this thing in the spring, the only comment that I heard was, we'd like to have a little bit more notification about this before it goes so we can get in. So that's back. Everything else, Lamarco, spot on. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. Righty then. Okay, next we have our consent agenda. Is there anything on the consent agenda that you would like pulled? If not, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as it is?
Motion to approve as is.
Have a motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All righty. Next, we have old business. Nope. Yep, old business. Discussion and possible adoption of resolution R 2021-19, replacing R 2021-15, updating the Coleman County Animal Control Ordinance applicable within the town of Hope Mills. Also, consideration of the Hope Mills Ordinance S 2012-10, incorporating the county animal services into the town code. Is there any questions about this? And is anybody have something they want to say over there? Town Manager Scott Mazeris or Mr. Turney? Dan?
We just have it converted so that it would go into our code.
Okay, so all we need to do is just approve. I think we had a copy of that we were able to look at, and then the county also gave us an update at the Mayor's Coalition. So, okay. Is there any questions about this code? Hopefully everybody's had a chance to take a look at it. If not, do I have a motion to approve or the adoption of resolution?
Mayor, I'll make a motion that we pass resolution R 2021-19 and adopt statutory ordinance S 2012-10 animal services updates.
Okay, I have a motion to approve resolution R 2021 and also to adopt the Hope Mills Ordinance S 2012-10, incorporating the animal services into the town code. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Seeing none opposed. Next, we have new business. The first new business, consideration to authorize the town manager to execute a contract with Blue Sky to remove and seal 5 skylights in the rec center. Any questions about this? Anybody?
Madam Mayor,
Yes, sir.
the one question I have about it is, it's an unbudgeted item, correct? Scott? Yeah. Is this coming from, so we're going to do a budget amendment for this amount of money, 65,000. Is that going to come from the general fund, or is it going to be taxed to the Parks and Rec budget line?
I would, be glad if it's gonna come from the reserve.
The budget amendment should be included in the packet, which shows that it'll be coming from the revenue we're using to cover the 65,000 from the sales tax distribution.
Okay.
Toward the end of last year, sales tax is coming in over, which is great.
That's great.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
A lot of people are saying the economy's not coming back and everything. Well, I don't know, but people are spending a lot of money in Cumberland County. So, and of course, I budget conservatively as well. So the last few months, sales tax has come in more than what we expected or anticipated. We have received the first one for July for this current budget year, and it was higher than what we anticipated as well. So I think we'll have enough sales tax to be able to cover this budget amendment.
Yes. Good job.
So it's gonna add to the Parks and Rec. I think I put Parks and Rec building maintenance, but then the revenue side is gonna be sales.
Yeah. Because I know at the budget workshops, when we approved the budget, we had a surplus there that was really hefty, and now we're just adding sales tax to
Right.
that.
Surplus, when last year finishes, goes into fund balance. I'd rather not use fund balance unless I have to.
Right.
For that sort of thing, but I do think we'll have enough revenue for sales tax.
Well, that's the reason why I asked the question. Was it coming from general fund, or we're using sales tax? Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
All right. This time, what would be, need to authorize town manager to execute a contract with Blue Sky to remove and seal 5 skylights in the rec center. Commissioner Edwards made the motion by nod.
She did?
Yeah, Commissioner, yes,
Come
she
on.
did. I said it, so she just gets yes. And have a second with Commissioner Marley. All those any other discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Seeing none opposed. Next, we need budget amendment number 6 to cover Blue Sky in the amount of $60,000, and then an additional $5,000 for engineering and testing. So a total budget amendment would be $65,000, and this will be covered through sales tax distribution increases that we have. So we have a motion to do that.
I'll make a motion to do that.
Okay?
Second.
Have a motion. Have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Seeing none opposed. Next, we have consideration to accept a petition for annexation of Tom Strong Road property and resolution number 2021-20, directing the clerk to investigate the sufficiency of annexation petition. This would be annexation A 2021-03 and is a non-contiguous annexation. It would be behind tab 12. Is there any questions about this, or do I have a motion to accept this petition?
Motion to accept the petition, number R 2021-20.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Seeing none opposed. Next, the manager's, next new vision is the consideration to ratify Coleman County's resolution to approve the memorandum of agreement between the state of North Carolina and local governments on proceeds related to the settlement of opioid litigation and approval of signing the MOA with the state of North Carolina relating to the settlement of opioid litigation. Do I need you to explain that, Attorney Hartzog?
Probably so.
Okay.
This, as you may be aware, there's been national litigation, class actions about the opioid crisis, and local governments, state of North Carolina, and a lot of the counties and some of the larger cities have been involved in class actions against the opioid manufacturers. They have reached, I believe, a tentative settlement of the entire litigation nationally. The how those funds will be allocated. Basically what this is, this doesn't guarantee we're gonna get funds, from the settlement, but it is, essentially a first step in the process of saying that we would be interested in being part of that allocation. This is just almost a statement of intent that we agree that we would be a part of the class, to the extent we're, eligible. And there's really no downside to signing on. We're not, the town of Hope Mills isn't planning on suing, the opioid manufacturers personally. So it's, if there is money to be distributed to the town, this would probably be the avenue to get it. It's been going through the county, so we received this from Cumberland County, and they have asked us to sign on as someone who would be interested in, receiving funds and agreeing essentially to, the restrictions on the use of those funds, which would be for, opioid treatment and things of that nature. So this is the first step in a very long process. It's not even finalized. But this is just saying that, yes, we would be willing to be a part of the class, to the extent there is a settlement, that there's funds available for the town. We agree to be a part of it and abide by the terms of the, agreement.
And my understanding is that Fayetteville is already included. I see it in here in the numbers, because at the meeting that I attended, it stated that then the distribution to the county that would be set aside for all the other municipalities based on, I think, some type of appropriation, if in fact we got money. Because I know they wanted us to be aware, all the other towns other than Fayetteville, because Fayetteville is listed since it's the largest municipality.
And
Okay.
I spoke with the League of Municipalities this afternoon, their legal department, and they are encouraging,
The
cities
signal
now
to sign off.
sign off on it. And it's one of those situations where the more people who agree to be a part of it, the more likely it is that it goes through.
Okay. Okay, do I have a motion to approve that we ratify Cumberland County's resolution between the memorandum of agreement between the state of North Carolina about the signing of the MOA with the state of North Carolina relating to the settlement of opioid litigation?
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Have a motion and a second in reference to our signing this MOA with relating to the settlement of opioid litigation. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Seeing none opposed. Okay. Next, we have our the manager's report. Does anyone have anything you'd like to or anything you'd like to add, Mr. Mazzaros, as far as the manager's report?
I would just like to recognize Chief Hodges and the department head team and the staff, because I was out last week and they all performed excellently as would be expected. And I see that the acting chief just left, but they did have a 12-year-old girl went missing this afternoon. She was safely located, I think, about 6 a.m. or so. So I'd like to
Super.
thank the fire and police, EMS services for that. That's always unnerving when a child goes missing. I did participate with the interviews on the 9th for the police chief, Mr. Tom Anderson and Mr. Matthew Sells with Municipal League. Both companies participated in the first round of interviews. All 6 were excellent, which makes it harder. But it's good to have excellent choices. I need to reach out. We're having a Zoom meeting with the 3 of us tomorrow to kind of narrow that down from our review of the applicants. And then next steps should be moving forward shortly. So we're getting whittled down closer. And then I just want to say it's wonderful to be back here. I did miss being here, and obviously I want to thank the staff too. They were here on Saturday and participated and are involved, as many of our community members and volunteers are. And I wish Commissioner was on travels. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
If you need me, I am back, and please reach out, and I am available. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Of course, our reminders, and I've already given you a reminder about the event coming up on this Saturday from 5 to 8 at the lake. And then the other next big event for Hope Mills, which will be before our next meeting, is Old Mill Days, and that's October 2nd and 3rd. And we do have the events taking place up here for on the 2nd, and then the 3rd will be a concert at the lake. So there'll be those events and this again, I need to let people know because I think some are questioning, they don't get the information. Our marquee is excellent now. I have so many compliments on people that see the information there, so know that, and this is for the people watching, know that you can just take a look at the marquee. It'll have what's happening. And then also we do a town newsletter that's on our town website. And you can go to our website to find out about events if you're not on social media. On social media, we have a town presence there by committees and also by departments. So there's lots of ways to get information, and we just encourage you to participate, especially in Old Mill Days. It will be outside with the exception of the mill reunion, which we do inside. But just looking forward to being able to do something that our community can get involved in. Staff comments. Do we have any other staff comments? Okay, at this time, do we have a motion for a closed session?
Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a motion for a closed session pursuant to NCGS 143-318-11A3 to consult with town attorney on matters within the attorney-client privilege and NCGS 143-318-11A6 personnel.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, signify by raising your right hand. We'll report to the front conference room. We'll beg your patience. We'll be back as quick as we can handle the business of this closed session. At this time, I'll call our meeting back to order. Do we have a motion?
Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to move to seal the minutes of the closed session until such time as the release of the information would no longer frustrate the purpose of the closed session or further no action was taken.
Have a motion. Have a second.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. I thank everyone for coming this evening. And do we have a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Thank you very much. Don't forget the concert on Saturday, 5 to 8.